Here's the thing, and I'll get you in on this, Greg, and I don't know how you feel about this. I mean, this is my kind of opinion on the situation, writ large. There's a large swath of the country that doesn't want to be told what to think, that got tired of being told that they were sexist and racist and misogynist and bigoted, that got tired of Washington, D.C. betraying them, that got tired of people on news channels telling them how to vote, that got tired of looking at polls that did not reflect the reality on the ground in their states, that got tired of reading Facebook about how bad Trump was and how everyone that voted for him was a racist and a misogynist, and they know people that voted for Trump and that doesn't sync with their reality. So there was a backlash, a major backlash, right? This is exactly what happened in the UK with Brexit and in the 2015 election. This is what happened in the 2014 midterm election. And I'm going to tell you right now, if people don't learn how to talk to each other and learn how to relate to each other in different kinds of ways, this isn't the end. This is a massive backlash against liberalism, against political correctness, and against the establishment. That's what it is. And like, if people want to cast blame and point at everyone, that's fine. I say point at your fucking selves. That's what I say. You know?
I agree with that. I agree. Point at yourselves. We all are at fault here. And now it's the opposite. Trump was elected with fucking anger and hatred, and
now the counterbalance to that. Oh, I'm sorry. You want to keep
No,
going?
I'm just saying, like, I don't think the world's going to suddenly change, but it's fucking terrifying that that's what won. Sure. Anger and hatred.
Yeah, but you have to understand that, and this is the thing that I think is important. It's imperative for us to understand this. If this narrative doesn't change about the people that, like, the vitriol about Trump voters, I've talked about that. We did a whole episode about this a month ago or so. I'm disturbed by it. Because in my mind, first of all, I know a lot of Trump voters. In my family, friends, know a lot of people. Long Island voted for Trump. Long Island, not exactly a hick place, if you guys didn't know. One of the most affluent places in the entire country. They voted for Trump, right? It's not just a redneck, racist, misogynist group of people that voted for him. He won white women by 20 points. You know, like, clearly the narrative didn't work. The question is, what is the objective truth? And the reason that I'm disturbed about this is because the truth is talked about subjectively as if a group of people, 55 million people, didn't know what they were doing. They're all fucking stupid. They're all racists. Even though many of their states voted for Obama twice, they're all now apparently racists. They're misogynists, they're bigots. And it doesn't make sense. The narrative about this group of people doesn't make sense. There are, of course, bad apples amongst them. Of course. Of course there are. There might be a bigger per capita group of bad apples amongst this group of voters than we see with Romney or McCain or Bush. Sure. Of course. But what's not lost on me is that within there are tens of millions of good, hardworking people that aren't racists, that aren't bigots, that don't give a fuck who you marry, that don't give a fuck if you abort your child. They don't care. They just want a job. They just want trade to be fair. They just want an immigration policy. Why can't these people vote without being castigated and pointed fingers and told them that they're wrong? This is why Clinton lost. I don't understand why people don't understand that. And if this narrative continues, the Republicans will win again. Because now they realize that this is the thing I tweeted out yesterday that got retweeted like 2,000 times because it was true. Clinton had the entire media, the entire entertainment industry, and much more money. And she lost. Why? Because people don't like being told that they're wrong, that they don't know what's good for them, and that they don't know how to vote for themselves. So keep pointing fingers at everyone. And the midterms will be an equal bloodbath in 2018. I don't understand how that particular point is lost on people. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying a vote for Trump was a good vote. I'm not saying a vote for Clinton was a bad vote. What I'm saying is there's a reason we got here. There's a reason we got here. And it has nothing to do with these fucking issues. It has to do with a struggle against the power system, against the liberal elite, against the coastal elite, against the capital, against the media. They all gave the finger to these people for years. And they gave the finger back. And if you want to go and call Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania and all these places racist, misogynist, go ahead. I think you're wrong. I think we all know that, right? So I really feel like there has to be more understanding on both sides. But I'm disturbed about the characterization of the people that voted their conscience. And
But is that just happening again in the echo chamber is my thing. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, as I talked about in the thing, I know people who are like, yeah, I'm voting for Trump and fuck all Muslims. And I'm like, whoa. But yeah, obviously the majority, I mean, he's won. You know what I mean? This happened. This didn't happen by hook and crook. Obviously people are there. But my point is that I think there's 1,000 fucking million tweets about it last night, right? But the one that I think summed it up the best was somebody tweeted out, Trump supporters aren't racist, Trump supporters aren't racist, Trump supporters aren't racist. And somebody quote tweeted and said, Trump supporters are voting for a racist, Trump supporter. I think that's the issue it's when you're like, these people are voting and they don't give a fuck about gay marriage and they don't give a fuck about abortion. Well, that's great. The guy they're voting for does, and that's the disconnect.
No, he doesn't. I mean, that's the other thing, and that's the other thing. This is something I was talking about with Aaron yesterday, and this is important. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to get this in, Kevin, before you give your point.
No, it's okay.
No, Trump never brings up social issues. Trump was the first, and I remember watching this and I was astounded. Trump at the Republican convention was like, said something about how he wants equality for gay and lesbian and bisexual and transgender people. He said it at the Republican convention. Why is that lost on everyone? You understand what I'm saying? I understand Mike Pence is a fucking maniac. He's the vice president. He's useless. He has no power.
For now, I was looking at Trump last night and I'm like, because I remember when Obama got elected and they did that whole like, let's see what he would look like in 4 years. And I'm like, oh man, Trump already looks like a fucking old man. What the hell's gonna happen?
And it doesn't matter what Mike Pence thinks, because then you have to sync that up with other things. Roe versus Wade, for instance, isn't going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Gay marriage isn't going anywhere. I don't understand why people are so scared. You think that's really gonna happen?
But those were those landslide victories?
No, they weren't. But what I'm saying is,
they were very close.
They were close,
very
Kevin.
Close.
Well, Roe versus Wade, first of all, has been established for many years, and there have been conservative courts since then, and they have not overturned it. Second of all, in terms of the gay marriage argument, which could be kicked back to the states, then the states will just say like, okay, it's a 10th Amendment right, we're just going to legalize gay marriage. It's the same thing on abortion. It happens with abortion. It's just, what I'm saying is, it's the same thing that's happening with marijuana. What I'm saying is that all is lost. If we defederalize some of these decisions, then the states are just going to make the same decisions anyway.
Some states will.
Yes, some states will, and some states I guess won't. But I believe in the federal protection for gay marriage. This is why when people are coming at me being like, you're not socially liberal. You know, I am socially liberal. I was for gay marriage 10 years before Barack Obama was for gay marriage. I've been for a woman's right to choose for many years. And I really do feel like those are established fundamental things for the rights of the people. I think that they're exclusionary. I think that they're discriminatory. And I think that that's unconstitutional. And I think it's illegal. And I think it's wrong. But these weren't issues that Trump ran on. So Trump ran on the economy, and Trump ran on immigration. So we have to, I want to just give it, Hillary Clinton said today, and I think she was right. First of all, I think her concession speech was 12 hours too late, but it was, and I thought that was very shitty of them, and I think we can all agree on that. Yeah. But
oh yeah, she should have done it last night.
It was totally cowardly, and it was totally ridiculous.
When they didn't do it, I was like, oh, they're not going to give up the ground. They want all the votes counted. And then like 20 minutes later, they're like, she just called to concede. I was like, oh, that's weird.
So the interesting thing about it is she said this morning, and I thought it was a good speech. I thought she gave a very, very nice speech, considering it looked like she wanted to burst out into tears, and I respect that. She said, we owe him the benefit of the doubt. And I agree.
Obama said something similar, right? Like now we all are Trump supporters. Not even say that, but you know what I mean? We're all behind him on this. He's the president-elect.
I think that we have to just, I don't want to jump to any conclusions. When I broke party lines and voted for Obama in 2008, it wasn't an easy thing for me to do. It was a principled vote because I fucking hated Sarah Palin. It's a very similar thing to the reason that I hated Trump. They're idiots. At the outset, I actually think Trump's sometimes the smartest man in the room, and I think that you can easily make that case now. But when I made that principled vote for Obama, I didn't agree with almost anything he said. What I thought was, this is a different kind of man. This is a different kind of person. I want to see what happens. And what happened was, I didn't like what I saw, and I didn't vote for him again. But at that time, more than 10% of Republicans broke party lines to vote for Obama under the same auspices that there's nothing he's saying we agree with. It's just we don't really like what's going on. We don't really like John McCain that much, and we certainly don't like Sarah Palin. And we should try to figure out if there's a way forward for us to work together, to be post-partisan.